Hey everyone, and welcome to a deep dive that I am so excited for. This time we're going to be talking about natural immunity. I've been thinking a lot lately about all the different ways we can support our bodies and, kind of build up those natural defenses. I feel like there's so much emphasis on supplements and quick fixes these days, but I'm really fascinated by the idea of long-term resilience. Like, how can we create a truly strong immune system from the inside out?
That's a great question, and it's something that's still being actively researched. It's really interesting to consider that our immune system is not just about fighting off, those nasty bugs, but it's also about maintaining this delicate balance within our bodies.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
It's like our bodies are constantly walking this tightrope between being too reactive and not reactive enough.
Exactly. So, to really understand natural immunity, we have to start with the basics. Our immune system is this incredibly complex network of cells, tissues, and organs that all work together. You can think of it as a well-coordinated team. For example, white blood cells are like the frontline soldiers. They're constantly on patrol, searching for and eliminating any threats.
Okay, so those are the ones we always hear about, right? The white blood cells. But there's more to it than just that, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot more going on. We also have the lymphatic system, which acts kind of like a drainage system. It carries away waste and toxins and helps to keep everything running smoothly. And then there's a player that you might not expect, the gut microbiome.
With the gut, you mean like the place where we digest food? What does that have to do with our immunity?
It's a truly fascinating connection and one that researchers are just beginning to fully unravel. It turns out that a large portion of our immune system actually resides in the gut. A healthy gut microbiome, which basically means a good balance of bacteria, plays a crucial role in training our immune system to recognize the difference between, harmless substances and real threats.
So it's like a boot camp for our immune cells, right?
Yeah.
Right there in our digestive system.
Exactly. And when that gut ecosystem gets out of whack, it can have ripple effects throughout the entire body, including our immune response.
Okay, that's pretty amazing, but also kind of intimidating. It feels like we need to be really careful about what we're putting into our bodies. I know we're going to get into this more later, but are there any specific foods that we should be eating to support both gut health and our immune system?
Absolutely. And the great thing is that many of the foods that are fantastic for gut health are also superstars when it comes to supporting our immunity. Think about colorful fruits and vegetables. They're packed with antioxidants, which help to protect our cells from damage.
Okay, so like berries and leafy greens and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's foods that are rich in vitamin C, like citrus fruits, bell peppers, and those leafy greens we just talked about.
And what about vitamin D? I've heard that's really important for immunity too.
It is. We can get vitamin D from sunlight, but also from foods like fatty fish eggs and fortified milk.
Right, right. And I can't forget zinc. That's in like nuts and seeds, right?
You got it. Zinc plays a critical role in the development and function of those all-important immune cells.
This is already giving me some great ideas for my next grocery shopping trip, but it sounds like we're just scratching the surface here. I'm really curious to learn more about, specific foods and herbs that have been used, for centuries to support the body's natural defenses. What else is out there?
Well, we've got a whole world of natural remedies to explore, things like garlic ginger and turmeric. They're not just delicious additions to our meals, but they also have these potent compounds that can really give our immune system an edge. Let's start with garlic, for example.
Oh, I love garlic. I put it in pretty much everything.
It sounds like you're already on the right track. Garlic contains allicin, which has some pretty impressive antimicrobial properties. It can actually help to inhibit the growth of certain bacteria and viruses.
So it's like a natural antibiotic?
You could say that. And then there's ginger, a warming spice that's really fantastic for calming inflammation. Inflammation is a natural part of the immune response, but when it becomes chronic or excessive, it can actually be harmful. Ginger can help keep those inflammatory processes in check.
Okay, ginger's definitely going on my shopping list too. And what about turmeric? I've heard so much about all its health benefits.
Turmeric is truly a powerhouse. Its active compound, curcumin, has been shown to have anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and even antiviral properties. Some research even suggests that curcumin can actually modulate the activity of certain immune cells. It's like helping to fine-tune the immune response.
Well, I knew turmeric was good for you, but I had no idea it was that sophisticated. It's amazing how nature provides us with these potent tools to support our health.
It really is. But it's not just about what we put in our bodies, it's also about how we treat them. Lifestyle choices play a critical role in building a resilient immune system.
You mean things like getting enough sleep and exercising.
Exactly. When we're sleep deprived, our bodies produce fewer cytokines, which are those essential messengers that help to regulate the immune response. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night to keep those cytokine levels optimal.
So a good night's sleep is like giving our immune system a pep talk.
You could say that. And then there's exercise. Moderate physical activity can actually boost circulation and enhance the process of immune surveillance. That's where our immune cells are constantly patrolling the body, searching for and eliminating threats.
So our immune cells are like these tiny little security guards, and exercise helps them do their job more effectively.
That's a great way to think about it. But there's a catch with exercise. Too much of it can actually suppress the immune system. It's all about finding that sweet spot, challenging your body without overdoing it.
So moderation is key, as with most things in life, right?
Yeah.
But what about stress? We all know that feeling when we're run down and more susceptible to getting sick.
Chronic stress is a major culprit when it comes to weakened immunity. When we're constantly stressed out, our bodies pump out cortisol, which is a hormone that can suppress the immune response.
So stress is like putting our immune system on mute.
That's a good analogy. That's why finding healthy ways to manage stress is so important, whether it's meditation, deep breathing exercises, spending time in nature, or just doing activities that you enjoy. Finding ways to de-stress can make a big difference in your immune resilience.
So managing stress isn't just about feeling better mentally, but it's also about strengthening our physical defenses. It's all connected. And I can't believe we haven't even touched on the fascinating world of herbal and natural remedies yet. I'm really eager to dive into that next. Is there anything else we should cover before we get into, those ancient wisdom traditions?
Speaking of ancient wisdom, let's not forget about hydration. Water is absolutely essential for flushing out toxins and keeping those immune cells functioning at their best. Aim for at least 8 glasses a day and consider adding a pinch of Himalayan salt to your water for extra electrolytes.
Okay, I'm definitely going to be sipping on some salty water while we explore the world of herbs and adaptogens next. This is already so much information, but I'm loving how everything is starting to connect.
That's what's so fascinating about natural immunity. It's not about these isolated interventions. It's about understanding how all of these different aspects of our health and lifestyle intertwine to create a truly resilient system. And we're just getting started. All right, so let's dive into the world of herbs and adaptogens. These are nature's potent allies for supporting our immune system.
This is the part I've been really excited about. I've heard so much about the power of plants to boost our well-being. But it can be overwhelming to know where to even begin.
I totally get it. It's a vast and fascinating world. But let's break it down a bit. Have you ever heard of adaptogens?
Yeah, vaguely. I know they're supposed to help us deal with stress, but I'm not exactly sure how they work.
Adaptogens are pretty remarkable. They're this unique class of herbs that essentially help our bodies adapt to stress more effectively. You can think of them as resilience builders. They help us navigate those inevitable ups and downs of life without getting completely thrown off balance.
So they're not directly like boosting our immune system, but rather strengthening our overall ability to cope with challenges, which then helps our immune system function better.
That's a great way to put it. Two of the most well-researched adaptogens for immune support are ashwagandha and rhodiola. Ashwagandha has been used for centuries in Ayurvedic medicine. That's a traditional system of healing from India. It's known for its ability to reduce stress hormones, enhance immune cell activity, and even improve sleep quality.
So it's like a multitasking stress buster that also happens to support our immune system.
Exactly. And then we have rhodiola, which is another incredible adaptogen. It's been shown to boost energy levels, enhance mental clarity, and support immune function, especially during times of stress.
Wow, they both sound pretty amazing. I'm definitely going to look into incorporating those into my routine, especially with, all the stress of modern life. But what about when we're already feeling under the weather? Are there any natural remedies that can help us fight off a cold or flu more effectively?
That's where antiviral herbs come in. Think about elderberry echinacea and astragalus. These are some of nature's most powerful weapons against viruses.
Oh, okay, I've definitely heard of those,
Yeah.
especially elderberry syrup. But how do they actually work?
Each of these herbs has its own unique mechanism for tackling those pesky viruses. Elderberry, for example, is packed with flavonoids. Those are powerful antioxidants that have been shown to inhibit viral replication. Some studies suggest that elderberry can actually reduce the duration and severity of cold and flu symptoms.
So it's not just a folk remedy. There's actual science backing it up.
Exactly. And then there's echinacea, which has been used for centuries by Native Americans to treat infections. Echinacea is thought to stimulate the activity of various immune cells. which helps the body fight off invaders more effectively.
So it's like giving our immune system a little extra firepower.
Precisely. And lastly, we have astragalus. It has a long history of use in traditional Chinese medicine. Astragalus is believed to strengthen the body's defenses against pathogens and may even enhance the effectiveness of certain immune cells.
Wow, it's incredible how much healing power is packed into these plants. But I imagine it's important to use them wisely, right?
Absolutely. While these herbs can be incredibly helpful, it's crucial to remember that they're still powerful substances. It's always a good idea to consult with a qualified healthcare professional, especially if you're taking other medications or have underlying health conditions. That way you can ensure that these remedies are safe and appropriate for you.
That's great advice. And speaking of potent remedies, we can't forget about essential oils.
hmm
I'm a big fan of using them in my diffuser. But I'm curious to learn more about their specific benefits for immune support.
Essential oils can be fantastic allies for supporting our respiratory health, which is closely connected to our immune system. Think of tea tree oil, for example. It's a powerhouse when it comes to fighting off bacteria and viruses. You can add a few drops to a diffuser to purify the air and help ward off those airborne pathogens. Or you can even use it topically on minor cuts and scrapes to disinfect and promote healing.
So tea tree oil is like a natural disinfectant.
You could say that. And then we have eucalyptus oil, which is a fantastic decongestant. If you're feeling stuffy or congested, diffusing eucalyptus oil can help open up those airways and make breathing easier.
Oh, I love eucalyptus. It always makes me feel like I can breathe so much deeper. Are there any other essential oils that you recommend for immune support?
Oregano oil is one of the most potent antimicrobial oils out there. It can be taken internally in very small doses to fight off infections, but it's important to note that it should only be used internally under the guidance of a qualified healthcare professional. Oregano oil can also be used topically to disinfect surfaces or diluted in a carrier oil and applied to the chest or feet for respiratory support.
Wow, it sounds like essential oils are a must-have for any natural medicine cabinet. But as you mentioned, it's important to use them safely and with guidance from a qualified aromatherapist or healthcare professional.
Absolutely. Essential oils are highly concentrated substances, and improper use can lead to skin irritation or other adverse effects. It's always best to err on the side of caution and seek professional advice before incorporating them into your routine.
That makes perfect sense. It's so empowering to realize how many tools nature provides us with to support our health and well-being. But with all these different strategies and remedies, it can be hard to know where to focus our energy. What are some of the most important things we can do on a daily basis to build a truly resilient immune system?
If we were to distill it down to the essentials, I'd say focus on nourishing your body with whole, nutrient-dense foods. Prioritize quality sleep. Manage stress effectively. And cultivate a healthy gut microbiome.
Those sound like solid pillars for a healthy life in general, not just for immune support.
Exactly. And remember, it's not about achieving perfection or obsessing over every little detail. It's about making gradual, sustainable changes that feel good for your mind, body, and spirit.
This has been such an eye-opening exploration of natural immunity, and I'm feeling inspired to make some changes to support my own body's defenses. But I know we still haven't tackled that big question. Can we truly boost our immunity? It seems like every supplement out there promises to do just that.
It's definitely a buzzword we hear all the time, but as we've been talking about throughout this deep dive, the idea of boosting immunity is a bit more complex than those ads might have you believe.
So it's not as simple as just taking a pill and suddenly being invincible to all those germs.
Well, if only it were that easy. Right. The immune system is dynamic and incredibly complex. And while certain nutrients and herbs can support immune function, it's not about finding that one magic solution or a quick fix.
So then what does it actually mean to have a strong immune system?
I think it's more about creating a state of resilience where your body is able to effectively adapt and respond to the challenges it encounters, whether that's a virus, bacteria, stress, or even environmental toxins.
So less about boosting, more about balance and resilience.
Exactly. It's about creating this foundation of well-being that allows your immune system to function optimally.
That makes a lot of sense. We've talked about so many different strategies like nourishing our bodies with those nutrient-rich foods, getting enough sleep, managing stress, cultivating a healthy gut microbiome, incorporating adaptogens and antiviral herbs. It's almost like weaving a tapestry of well-being where each thread plays a vital role.
I love that analogy. It's not about focusing on one thing in isolation, but about creating the synergy, a holistic approach where all these elements work together to create a strong and resilient system.
And one of the most fascinating things I've learned from this whole deep dive is that the immune system isn't static. It's constantly evolving and adapting based on our lifestyle choices, our environment, and even our thoughts and emotions.
Absolutely. It really highlights the incredible connection between our mind, body, and spirit. The choices we make each and every day have a profound impact on our overall health and well-being, including our immune resilience.
So instead of trying to boost our immunity, maybe it's more about making conscious choices that support our body's natural ability to defend and heal.
Precisely. It's about empowering ourselves to take charge of our health destiny rather than relying on quick fixes or external interventions.
This has been such an eye-opening journey into the world of natural immunity. I feel like I have a whole new appreciation for the intricate ways our bodies work to keep us healthy.
It's definitely a source of wonder and discovery. And the more we learn about the immune system, the more we realize how much more there is to explore.
Well, on that note of awe and endless possibility, I think it's time to wrap up this incredible deep dive. Before we go, I'd like to leave our listeners with one final thought to ponder. We've talked a lot about the gut microbiome and its crucial role in immune health. But it makes me wonder if our gut bacteria are constantly interacting with and shaping our immune system. Could they also be influencing other aspects of our health and well-being in ways we're only just beginning to understand?
That's a really fascinating question, and one that researchers are actively exploring. The connection between the gut microbiome and the rest of the body is a truly mind-boggling frontier of science. There's evidence suggesting that the gut microbiome may even play a role in everything from mood and cognition to metabolism and the development of certain chronic diseases.
It's a great reminder that the human body is this incredible interconnected ecosystem. And every choice we make, from the foods we eat to the thoughts we think, has the potential to shape our health destiny.
Absolutely. And as we continue to delve deeper into the mysteries of the human body, one thing's for sure, the more we learn, the more we realize how much we don't know. But that's also what makes this journey so exciting. There's always more to discover, more to understand, and more ways to empower ourselves to live healthier, more fulfilling lives.
So well said. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of natural immunity. We hope you've learned something new and feel inspired to take charge of your own health journey. Remember, a strong immune system is not a destination, but a lifelong journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay well.